Oh, thank God, is that working? Let me treat that as back. Oh dear. Alright, alright. Back with English. ASMR, dear. Hi. Oh dear, oh dear. So where were we? Okay, so we're going with English this time. Since I've been put up with 45 minutes of Nihongo dake. So we're going to go through Alice in Wonderland. Once I summon everyone back to the hiding spot. Sure. We crashed. Back in English. Okay, I did want to know though, for those who are here like literally 20 minutes ago. No, I'm not going to do a poll, it might crash my stream. But which voice did you prefer? Hello. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, let me take off anything that might crash the stream. Koi nashi? Koi nashi? The fuck? Wait, is the voice not working? No, it should be working. Oh, no, I can hear myself. We're fine. Okay. Hello. Thank you everyone for coming back. For this hot mess. We're doing some more English now. Back to Alice in Wonderland, and if anyone has any other suggestions. Alice was not a bit hurt, and she jumped up to her feet in the moment. Hello, Ivan Smirnoff. She looked up, but it was all dark overhead. Before her was another long passage. And the white rabbit was still out of sight, hurrying down. There was not a moment to be lost. Away went Alice like the wind. And just when it was time for her to hear that, it turned a corner. Just because I'm reading in English, I just want to say, it doesn't mean you're safe. Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting. She was close behind it when she turned a corner, but the rabbit was no longer seen. She found herself in a long, low hall, which was lit up by a row of lamps hanging the roof. Do the Communist Manifesto? I'm gonna get in trouble if I do that. I'm not against doing a Mimi fanfiction reading. There were doors all around the hall, but they were locked, and when Alice... Hold on. Sonic High School. Sonic High School, Alice in Wonderland. You pick. Suddenly, she came upon a little three-legged table, all made of solid glass, but there was nothing on it except a tiny key. And Alice first thought that it might belong to one of the doors in the hall, but alas, either the locks were too large or the key was too small, but at any rate it would not open any of them. However, on the second time round, she came upon a low curtain she had not noticed before, and behind it was a little door about 15 inches high. Oh God, they use inches. She tried the little golden key in the lock, and to her great delight, it fitted. Alice opened the door and found that it led into a small passage, not much larger than a rat hole. She knelt down, and she quickly double-checks that this was streaming correctly. And I would cry if I had to read the Bible in Japanese. Yeah, that's fine. Alice opened the door and found it led into a small passage, not much larger than a rat hole. Yeah. How she longed to get out of that dark hall and wander about among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains, but she could not even get her head through the doorway. And even if my head would go through, thought poor Alice, it would be very little use without my shoulders. Oh, how I wish I could just shut up like a telescope. I think if I could, I would only know how to begin. For you see, so many out-of-the-way things happened lately that Alice had begun to think that very few things indeed were really impossible. Quick awoof, Mr. Y.
There seemed to be no use in waiting by the little door, so she went back to the table, half hoping she might find another key on it.
Or at any rate, a book of rules for shutting up people like a telescope. This time she found a little bottle in it, which was certainly not here before, said Alice, and round the neck of the bottle was a paper label and the words, "Drink me," beautifully printed in large letters. Oh, hello, Hemi.
It was all very well to say drink me, but though Alice knew that she was not going to do that in a hurry.
No, I'll look first, she said, and see whether it's marked poison or not.
For she had read several little nice histories about children who got burned and end up as wild beasts.
Here's the thing, when I was doing Japanese reading, I could do a kind of Oneer-san voice, but though it was cringe, I can't do the equivalent in English. All because they would not remember this simple rule that their friends had taught them, such as that a red hot pepper will burn you if you hold it too long, and that if you cut your fingers very deeply with a knife, it usually bleeds. It doesn't work. And she had forgotten this. If you drink much from a bottle marked poison, it is almost certain to disagree with you sooner or later. However, this bottle was not marked poison, so Alice ventured to taste it, and finding it rather nice. In fact, it had some sort of mixed flavour of cherry tart, custard, pineapple, roast turkey, toffee, and hot buttered toast. She very soon finished it off. "What a curious feeling," said Alice. "I must be shutting up like a telescope." And so it was indeed. She was now only 10 inches high, and her face brightened up at the thought that she was now the right size for going through the little door into that lovely garden. Wait, you've never watched Alice in Wonderland? Oh my god. Get on it, Hemi. First, however, she waited a few minutes to see if she was going to shrink any further. She felt a bit nervous for this. "For it might end, you know," said Alice to herself. Oh my god. "Am I going out altogether like a candle? I wonder what I should be like then. Jesus Christ, Alice." As she tried to fancy what a flame of a candle is like after the candle is blown out, for she could not remember ever having seen a thing. And for a while, finding that nothing more happened, she decided to go into the garden at once. I want to do like a, with Garnier Ultralux now. When she got to the door, she found that she had forgotten the little golden key, and when she went back to the table for it, she found that she could not possibly reach it. She could see it quite plainly through the glass, and she tried her best to climb up on one of the legs of the table.
Pero que suceso? Ay, hola.
But it was too slippery, and when she tired herself out with trying, the poor little thing sat down and cried.
"Come, there's no use in crying like that,"
Alice said to herself rather sharply. "I advise you to leave off this minute." She generally gave herself hola, very good advice, though she seldom followed it, and sometimes she scolded herself. Is the reading pace too slow or too fast, by the way? So severely as it brought tears to her eyes, and once she remembered trying to box her own ears for having cheated in a game of croquet. Jesus fucking Christ. She was playing against herself, for this curious child was very fond of pretending to be two people. "But it's no use now," thought poor Alice. "To pretend to be two people, why, there's hardly enough left for me to make one respectable person." Soon her eye fell into a little glass box that was lying under the table. She opened it, and found it in a very small cake on the words, "Eat me," were beautifully marked in currants. "Well, I'll eat it," said Alice. "And if it does make me grow larger, I can reach the key, and if it makes me grow smaller, I can creep under the door. So either way, I'll get into the garden, and I don't care what happens." She ate quite a little bit, and said to herself anxiously, "Which way? Which way?" Holding her hand on top of her head to feel which way it was going. But she was quite surprised to find out that she remained the same size. And to be sure, this generally happens when one eats cakes. But Alice had got too much into the way of expecting nothing out of the ways things happen. It seemed quite dull and stupid for life to go on in a common way. Your voice is really good. I'm glad you are enjoying. It's taking all of my willpower, and I mean all of it, not to just go into a woo and make everyone suffer, but here we are. I will be good. "Curious and curiouser," cried Alice. She was so surprised that for a moment she quite forgot how to speak good English. "Now I'm getting out of the largest telescope that ever was. Goodbye, feet." For when she looked down at her feet,
They almost seemed to be out of sight, and they were getting off quite far.
what about English a woo?
"Oh, my poor little feet. I wonder who'll put on your shoes and stockings for you now, dears. I'm sure I shan't be able to."
Like, what happens if I'm like a woo but English? Like this.
"You must manage the best way you can, and I must be kind to them," thought Alice. "Or perhaps they won't walk away the way I want them. Let me go see. I'll give them a new pair of boots."
Oh no, I sound like Tracer.
"Just love the cavalry's here." And she went on planning to herself how she would manage. They must go by carrier, she thought. And how funny it will seem,
Sending presents to one's old feet. Sounds like a Disney character. I'd love to hear the woo. Oh boy. Boy, I'm so sorry.
Oh dear, what nonsense I'm talking. Just then her head struck against the roof of the hall. In fact, she was now more than 9 feet high, and she once took upon the little golden key and hurried up to the garden door.
Also, welcome for your first time.
Poor Alice, it was as much as she could do, lying down on one side to look through one garden with one eye. But to get through was more hopeless than ever. She began to sat through and cry. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself," said Alice. "A great girl like you."
She might as well say this.
"To go and cry in this way. Stop this moment, I tell you." But she went on all the same, shedding gallons of tears until there was a large pool around her, and about 4 inches deep. She started reaching down the hall.
After a time, she heard a little pattering of feet in the distance, as she hastily dried her eyes to see what was coming. It was the White Rabbit, returning splendidly dressed with a pair of white gloves in one hand and a large fan in the other. He came trotting in a great hurry, muttering to himself as he came, "Oh, the Duchess, the Duchess! Won't she be savage if I keep her waiting?" Alice felt so desperately that she was ready to ask for any kind of help. When the rabbit came near, she began in a low, timid voice, "If you please, sir." The rabbit started violently, dropped the white kid gloves and the fan, and scurried into the darkness as hard as he could go. Alice took up the fan and gloves, and as the hall was very hot, she kept fanning herself all the time, and she kept on talking. "Dear, dear, how queer everything is today, and yesterday things just went on just as usual. I wonder if I'm being changed in the night. Let me think. Was I the same as I was the one who got up this morning? I almost think I remember feeling a little different." And I'm going to have a 5-minute break because my throat hurts. Hello, while I've got people here, what kind of ASMR do people like? Because this is not my forte, but I like reading, so I thought might as well get some reading practice in. Quick break. Oh my god, my brain is like frazzled. I've learnt about Alice. I've learnt about Poosan. I've learnt so many different things. Oh, water. That's a good point. Mizu, mizu. Mizu, mizu. Mizu, mizu, there's. Oh. I don't actually regularly consume ASMR. I don't know about anyone else. I sometimes do, but I don't like the sound of people like going with their tongue. It's just not a vibe. It really stresses me out. I don't like it. I'm like, no, stop. But I like the hair brushing ones. That's good. I like the virtual barbers where your ear feels all tingly and you're like zzz, zzz, zzz. Oh yeah, I should probably just double check that the window capture is working and I didn't miss anything that I should have. Cool, I didn't miss anything. I love almost every ASMR, so you're not fussy. Oh wait, I should be doing this in an ASMR voice. Hold on. I forgot I was doing ASMR. So now I will do ASMR while chatting shit. Did you know ants like poo? No, they don't. That's a lie. Yeah, are people keen on whispering ASMR? Or do they like blow? I meant like, not that. I don't know how this works.
日本語の方が好き？英語の方が好き？それどうだと思いますか？
Shit, sorry. I'm professional. Pooping ASMR when? Oh no, now Gemini got the hiccups. Cute girls coughing and shitting. You know what? If I get bored enough one day, that may be a video. Wait, I mean, if I get bored enough that one day, this ASMR is a disaster. Should I just make like hand farting noises like this is the ASMR you want? Oh my god, what a big shit. Once upon a time, Alice took a big poop because she had been constipated all day long. And oh no, Alice thought, as another came down the toilet. やばいよ。他の人が聞こえます。Jesus Christ, is the pooping ASMR not a vibe? What about catgirl ASMR where it's like actually like Alice's poops became bigger and bigger. They began to fill up a whole room. Said Alice. Oh dear, I can't believe that came out of me. Has anyone actually done shitting ASMR, like actual real? I can't believe people would actually do that, right? To poop, Alice said, is merely a great grand adventure.
What am I doing with my life? Said Mr. Nya. I just pooped. Nya.
Homey fart audio, what the fuck is that? Oh, I've sent the homey a fart art. Honestly, I respect you send that fart audio. Are farts not truly the greatest form of ASMR? Because if I hear a loud fart, I am impressed, quite frankly, like, man. Okay, I'm going to probably do a little bit more reading. Only a little bit. Ahem. I mean, I can say that, but what kind of angry voice? I'll do it in a woo.
I will destroy you and send you to hell upon you beyond, you little rat.
There you go. said poor Alice, as her eyes began to fill with tears again, as she went on. I must be Mabel after all, and I shall have to go down and live in that porky little house, and have next to no toys to the fuck is Mabel to begin with, and oh so ever many lessons. No, I've made up my mind about this. If I'm Mabel, I will stay down here. It will be no use putting their heads down and saying, come up again, dear. I shall look up and say, who am I then? Tell me first. If I like being that person, I'll come up. If not, I'll stay down here till I'm somebody else. Oh dear, Alice cried with a sudden burst of tears. I do wish they would put their heads down. I am so very tired of being alone here. As she said this, she looked down at her hands, and was surprised to see that she had one of the little rabbit's white gloves. She was talking. How can I have done that? She thought. I must be growing small again. She got up and went to the table to measure herself by, and found that she was nearly gas. She was 2 feet high, and I am tired. Okay, I am actually going to finish up. I know it hasn't been long, but I'm tired. I want to go chill now. I did 40 minutes of Japanese.
あ、なんか、前のスティームを見なくていいとは、日本語だった。どうだと思います？今のチャットエイトは日本語の配信が好きかも。
Alright, I am actually going to finish up. I think it's too must be the storm that happened. I know. There's a storm in this story. It was fun talking to you guys too. Thank you very much.
聞いてくれてありがとうございます。
聞いてくれてありがとうございます。
Thanks. バイバイ。バイバイ。